Hi, everyone. Yolanda with Harper Therapy here. And I wanted to spend some time talking to parents of teens. Where are my parents of teens out there? Teens and young adults. So let's just say 13 through like 23. That's a really big span. But gosh, parenting teens is a challenge, right? It's great, and it's a challenge. So a while back, I shared with you guys that I asked the question to my people, to my teens, and they asked the question to their friends, what's the hardest part about being a teen? And there were quite a few different answers to that. One of the answers was, the lack of freedom. The other one was kind of having this pressure of doing things the right way. Lots of different answers, and you can check out the blog and the video from that question. So I think as parents of teens, for us, one of the biggest challenges or some of the hardest parts about being the parent of a teen is just kind of that worry, right? The worry that we're maybe not doing it right, or maybe not doing it as well as we could be or we should be. Our concern for our kids and wanting to protect them and that kind of thing. There's lots of challenges with being the parent of a teen. But today I wanted to focus on the flip side of that question and some of the answers that our teens gave us as far as like, what's the best part about being a teen? But I just wanted to kind of share like those moments for us as parents that we can just really grab onto and hold on to and like let it soak in. Those moments of what are the best parts about being a parent of, especially of a teen. Because those come less often, those come less frequently, and it's way easier to focus on the hard stuff and the negative stuff than it is to focus on the positive stuff. So just this weekend had a beautiful opportunity to spend time, not with all of my kids, that would be ideal, right? And there could have been that part of me that said, oh, they're not all here, we're not all having this experience together, so it doesn't count. But I tried hard to stay in the moment of spending what time that we did have together. And it was kind of grabbing here and there, and not everybody was together, but it worked out. We had the opportunity to go out with one of our kids on the paddleboard. We got to play with some manatees. That was really amazing. Then two of the three of my kids and my husband and myself had a really nice dinner together. Then we shared ice cream, hit the ice dream shop, which is always a highlight for our family. Food and ice cream, always highlights. So I really, and one of the reasons that I'm sharing this now is so that I can sink that memory even deeper into my mind, and into my experience, because we're just like any other family. Some days are really tough. And we can argue with each other and all of that kind of teenage stuff. So moms, dads, hold on to those experiences, right? Those moments that you're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. This is amazing. This is a great part. This is one of the best parts about being a parent to a teen. So I wanted to share with you guys today some of the responses that we got from the question, what's the best part about being a teen? And I would say that the answers to that question were not nearly as varied. It was pretty much one singular response. And the theme of that response was freedom. Freedom. So one of the respondees said, the biggest thing for me is the freedom. You have the power of doing whatever you want without the repercussions or responsibilities of being an adult. Now, that's not to say, obviously, every action has repercussions and responsibilities. But honestly, when our kids are teens, the consequences of them making mistakes and of falling are much less intense than when they're adults and the stakes are higher. It's much less of a learning curve when our kids are teens and young adults and are learning how to get to work on time and manage a budget of, gas money and hanging out with friends money, as opposed to after they've graduated from high school or tech school or what have you, and are getting their first quote unquote real job and have bigger bills to pay and bigger responsibilities. So that is a great opportunity for our kids to practice those responsibilities at a much less high stake. Really, these teen years, and I mentioned this before, these teen years are very similar to the toddler years, where they're taking those staggering steps away from us. They are, I do it myself, and expressing independence. But then, man, as soon as their little tushes hit the ground, as soon as they scrape a knee, they're right back in our arms. So that's very much what the teen and young adult years are as well. Our job is to be that safe harbor, that safety, place for them to come back to, for them to take steps away from us into independence, into adulthood, to practice what that looks like and feels like, but then to know that we're there for them when they scrape a knee and when things don't turn out the way that they hope. So that was one response. Another one was, I guess I would say, this person says that the best part of being a teen is being old enough to start having freedoms, like driving and working for your own money, and being able to go places with friends and be more independent without having too much responsibility. So that middle ground. This person goes on to say, I know in a few years I'll have to start paying rent and health insurance and car insurance all on my own. But for now, it's mainly focusing on school and just learning how to be responsible for the future while also having fun. So I guess that's the best part, making memories and not having too much to worry about right now. That is like the definition of the teen years right there. Another respondee said, my favorite part is the slow separation from my parents, just because I get to learn how to be an adult and do things by myself, not because I don't love them. So I think that's one of the most important things to keep in mind. A lot of times for us as parents, our kids, when they are getting older and more independent, it's a process of what we call individuation, right? Our jobs as parents, kind of similarly to my job as a therapist, is to work ourselves out of a job. We want our kids to reach a point where they are able to be healthy and happy and make wise decisions for themselves. And not that they don't need us for support, because we always need one another for that care and support and belonging, but that they know that they are able to make those decisions on their own, right? So a lot of times for us as parents, that can feel like, oh my gosh, they don't need me anymore. They just need us in different ways now. And that's kind of cool. It's really cool to be able to watch our kids grow up into teens and young adults and see more and more the people that they're becoming. So, parents, now is your turn to ask the question, what's the best part about being a teen to your kid? Take them out for ice cream, take them out for coffee, go for a walk together, grab a basketball and shoot some hoops. However you hang out with your kid and spend time together, have that focused time of just saying one-on-one, like, what's the best part about being a teen? What's the hardest part about being a teen? Similarly, share with us what is the best part and the hardest part about being a parent to your teen. Are there some issues or some questions that we can address to help support you as you are traveling this road of parenthood? We are here to be your family's home of hope, growth, and healing. And sometimes we just need to circle the wagons and get as much support in parenting our kids as we can. It does take a village, and we are here to help with that. If you could use some support with your teen, if they're going through some anxiety, some rough patch, give us a call, 813-434-3639. I hope that you guys are having a great day. Happy Monday, and have a fantastic week.